Hey everybody, welcome to the Inimitable podcast. I am your host, Jermaine Harrison. I am a licensed mental health counselor, mentor, visionary, transitional life coach, but more importantly, I am a neurospicy black sheep. Inimitable means something that is so unique it is impossible to duplicate. This pod is for the neurospicy who are building mental wealth without a blueprint. Every guest here, we're going to talk about some of those topics that other people don't want to talk about, but we're going to talk about it, whether it be about motherhood, Black men, whether it be about joining the force and being a mental health advocate. Either way, we're going to talk about it. So, with that being said, thank you for coming. And if you're here, it's because God needed you here. I hope you enjoy this episode, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hello, world. How are you doing? I'm singing for absolutely no reason, but we are live. We are here. I hope everyone is doing well. There is a lot to talk about, I guess, because, we have some things to touch upon. This is for July is Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. June was Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. May is just Mental Health Awareness Month in general. So I figured with all of these mental health awareness moments, we should be mentally wealthy aware. And so having this conversation, is vital. It is necessary. I want to make sure that everybody and their mama is getting what they need because, life is lifing for a lot of people. And it is very difficult, to say the least, to go through the things we're going through, to navigate this world, regardless of what gender, ethnicity, socioeconomic status, influence you have or no influence. Either way, it is hard. So this is me coming to you on Therapeutic Thursdays. We're going to have this every other Thursday. So the pod is going to go live every other Thursday. And then I'm going to make this announcement again in case people come in. And then the weeks we don't have the pod, I will be on Patreon having just kind of like an open forum, a group, if you will, that kind of shares with each other your experiences, because I'm a producer of safe spaces. Okay. Safe spaces are needed because everyone doesn't always feel safe. Everyone doesn't always feel seen. Everyone doesn't always feel heard. And so I want to do my due diligence with whatever platform I have, whatever influence I have, whatever information I can give to make sure that people feel great, well seen, heard, so that we can live on purpose, with purpose, and in purpose, So if you're here, be in the comment section, talk to me in these comment sections so that I know you're here, so that we can have a nice conversation, so that we can, give me feedback and answer any questions that you guys may have. Because again, today is not a lax conversation. It doesn't have a particular theme. This is just me saying, hey, hello, how you doing? I'm giving you kind of an insight into why I'm creating this space, because this space is absolutely necessary. It's kind of weird where you're like, how is it a safe space if it's on the whole World Wide Web? Well, it is. Because I want to validate and affirm you and make sure that you know, whether you are the black sheep or the misunderstood or the outcast or the unique one or regular human that's living in your skin. I had a best friend once and she said the most hard and difficult thing to have is a body, because we are souls with a body. And when she said that, I was like, yo, that's mad deep. I'm gonna have to steal that from you, because it's true. We have in this body, we are interacting with the world, and there's just so much that goes on in this world. There's so many things that go wrong, that go right, that's just like, I have to be physically healthy, I gotta be mentally healthy, I gotta be emotionally healthy, I gotta be spiritually healthy. It's a lot. And I see you. Okay. And you're not in this alone. So the Inimitable podcast is really for you to get what you need. Hey, TT, how you doing, girl? The podcast is for you. I had a rubber band in this hair and it just keeps snapping. But I guess that's what happens when you get cheap rubber bands, y'all. Anyway, so, in this moment, I want everyone to feel affirmed and seen and understood and appreciated because y'all, people don't appreciate us the way that they used to. We're in a different world. I don't know what this is. Like sometimes I'm like, we in a whole twilight zone and then nobody tell me what was going on. And I didn't quite frankly sign up for it, So this is gonna be like probably an hour long, hour 15 maybe. And it will vary because I have some friends, colleagues, associates, mentees, that are like, Jamae, when are you doing the pod? Can I come on an episode? I'm like, you absolutely can. You absolutely, positively can show up. So this first part is really just me opening up the space for you guys, letting you know I'm here. I'm here with you. We are going to talk about some heavy topics. Okay, we're going to talk about domestic violence. We're going to talk about single parenthood. We're going to talk about financial insecurities. We're going to talk about food insecurities. We're going to talk about relationship struggles. We're going to talk about what it means to be brown in America. We're going to talk about raising girls, raising boys, raising ourselves. That's hard. We're going to talk about owning your space and how to occupy your space. Now, listen, I'm real passionate about that last one because I've had insecurities most of my life. And the biggest insecurity I had was like, child, I ain't nobody. I ain't a nobody. Ain't nobody going to listen to me. I don't even know why the Lord chose to give me a microphone, proverbial microphone, because I'm like, what am I going to say to people? And who going to listen to me? I know. So because I thought of myself to be very insignificant, all these achievements that I have, my best friend is often reminding me, like, girl, do you know how established you are? And it's like, okay, yeah, but like, no, because I always feel like something's missing. And what that really is just an insecurity that I feel like I'm a nobody and I feel like I don't have a space in this world because I am an inimitable. I am a black sheep. I am a rare breed. I often feel like I am being told often how many things I got to do differently. So occupying a space is not easy for me. It's easier now, but I'm not saying it's easy. It's easier. Because I learned how to step and own my space and be like, girl, listen, you somebody. Okay. So I can feel like I'm somebody. You can feel like you're somebody too, because we're in this together. So this is really, again, your space. I'm just the facilitator of said space. There's a lot of hurting people out there. And I'm not just saying that as I didn't even tell y'all. If you're new to the page, hey, my name is Jamae, licensed mental health counselor. How you doing? I'm a licensed therapist. I am a youth and young adult mentor. I am a minister, teacher, preacher, if you will. I don't know if I preach. I think I more teach on the pulpit and in a classroom. Either way. I am also a business owner. Fighting Chance Counseling Services is my business. That's my baby. Lord willing, come September, I would have had this business for 5 years, which was huge because I was like, Lord, you want me to start this thing in the middle of a pandemic? I think you tripping, sir. Like, I know. So what I thought was a fluke and maybe it was going to last like a year or two. Again, Lord willing, in September 4th, we will be 5 years. 5 years old. So back to what I was saying. I don't even know what was I saying. TT, what was I just talking about? Because it just went. The thought just went. Um, Safe spaces, I think was what I was talking about, and how to occupy your space and feeling confident in said space, I think is what we were talking about. Anyway, um, yes, ma'am. Okay, that's where I was at. All right, cool, cool. So, um, occupying your space is huge because we all have a space, and safe spaces are needed. Thank you, TT. Yep, it's coming back now. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are in um, situations that they can't necessarily find a way to get out of. And some people don't feel safe doing so, you know. I work with a lot of people professionally and personally and spiritually, um, young and old, young and older. Um, I think my youngest client or mentee that I work with is 14. Mm-hmm. My oldest client / person that I work with is 57. So it ranges. Now, teens and young adults, that's my jam. Those are my peoples. But I also work with, adults, women. I've learned to create spaces for women because growing up, I was a tomboy, and women or girls to me was like, nah, y'all do too much, and you're dramatic, and y'all always talking trash, and you always got something to say, and I want no parts. But again, the good Lord will remind you of your purpose, and a part of that purpose is creating safe spaces for not just teens and young adults, but for women as well, particularly a woman of color, obviously, being a woman of color. Yeah. So again, the facilitating of these safe spaces is really about making sure that people have what they need. Okay. Because I think a lot of us are operating from deficits or feel like we're operating from deficits. And it's like, well, that's not true, y'all. Like, we're here, we're beautiful. There's a reason why we're here. I'm a firm believer that God creates with intention. And because he creates with intention, that means we all got work to do. We all have something to offer into this world. And you know what? Sometimes, depending on the work that we do, depending on the places that we work, depending on the relationships we find ourselves in, um, we are often feeling like, I don't matter. And what is that? Trauma. Listen, y'all, I am in the process of getting my doctorate. Okay. And my mentor was like, whatever you choose to do, Jermaine, make sure you're passionate about it, because girl, you're gonna want to give up. And 3 classes in, and I was like, yo, this is too much. I love to learn, I love school, but because I'm learning about trauma, and I'm learning how to be more trauma informed, and also how to do it for the community, because I realized something about me very early on in my career. Everyone I want to work with isn't going to walk through the doors of my office. The people I want to reach are disadvantaged, they are displaced, they are misunderstood, they are people who need someone to come to them, because we're not easily found, apparently. And insurances are a thing, and it's a lot. So I'm learning how to be a community counselor, not just a outpatient therapist. And trauma is a lot. Trauma will have you thinking some wild things. It'll have you believing some wild things about yourself, about the world, about God, about your neighbors, your community. And my job is to help people debunk these narratives that they create, deconstruct them bad boys, meaning we're breaking them down to the molecules, okay? And finding out how to better do life. because trauma will have you doing life wrong. I am announcement time. Monday at 7 p.m. I will be on Instagram with a I'm a part of this platform called Pure Spark. It is a mental health platform for healers in the Massachusetts/Boston area. We say, listen here, if you ain't from Massachusetts, to make it easy, we pretty much say we all from Boston because everyone understands Boston. So, yeah. Anyway, Pure Spark is a Boston-based mental health forum where healers of all kinds come together and we have events. And so on July 7th at 7, because you know me, I had to be extra. So 7/7 at 7 on Instagram. I will be doing a live called The Armor We Didn't Ask For. I don't remember what the next part is. Coming against survival mode is basically what it is, because we have a lot of people who are feeling like they're strong and they're not pretending to be strong. And it's like, hey, listen, life be lifing. So you don't have to feel strong all the time. Take the mask off, and for my melanated folks, like we feel like we have no choice. Showing up weak, what is that? We ain't got time. We got kids to take care of. We got lives to live. We got stuff to do, So it's really hard to do life and feel safe not being strong and not having to survive everything we're going through, because survival mode, it'll get you. Let me tell y'all about survival mode. Survival mode is intended to get you through a situation. Okay. Well, in that whole fight, flight, freeze thing we got going on, that's how our body responds to crises. Survival mode is very instinctual. There's no thought behind it. It's, how do I survive this here moment, right? The problem that happens in survival mode with most people is we never kick out of it because it's one traumatic situation after the other. It's one crisis after another. And so it's like this continuous, I gotta survive, especially for my melanated folks. Child, we've been trying to survive for like 400 some odd years. And yeah, it's hard. So survival mode is something we will be discussing and talking about on Monday, again, 7/7 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you ain't on Eastern Standard Time, configure it to whenever it works for you. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited. Again, I love talking about mental health. Therapy and Jesus, I love talking about it. But I've learned to say it's not just therapy. It's really about mental wealth. It's really about, again, stepping into this world as much of a healed person as you can be. Now, I get it. Life is hard. Relationships are tough. The workforce, my God. What is that? Bosses, co-workers, friends, family, everything just kind of attacks you and you're just like, hence the survival mode, right? I want people to thrive, not just survive. I want people to find their purpose. I like to call myself a purpose architect and a vision doula, because a doula is guiding someone in the preparation for the push, right? Preparation for the push. I like that. I might have to write that down. Anyway, and so because the doula prepares the mother for the preparation of the push, I too am preparing the visionary for the push, because the vision doesn't just stay in yourself. It doesn't just stay in your mind. Eventually, it becomes an action, it becomes a lifestyle, it becomes a purpose, it becomes a profession, it becomes, a ministry, whatever it is. And so I like guiding people through the visionary process of, it was just a thought and now I'm living it, and it's something that I birthed into this world, a purpose architect. So another announcement. I have this group called Design Your Life. It's really a program. It's not really a group. It's a program. Basically developing a blueprint for success. This blueprint is called a U-print, and the O in U-print is a fingerprint, because it's very individualized, because we all have our own paths to success. And I want to help you design what that path of success looks like. This is coming fall of 2025, because this is summertime. And you got to stay consistent with this, and people go on vacations. I know my birthday is in 32 days from today. So I'm not doing nothing, really. But that's besides the point. So probably coming in September, maybe September 4th, I will launch it, since it's the 5th year anniversary. I like that. 5th year anniversary. Might put that out there. The program Design Your Life. Obviously, it's virtual. Unless you were in the New England area, then we can configure something together in person somewhere. So this isn't me just saying announcements. This is me chit-chatting with y'all. So if you're here and you're in the comment section, talk back to me. If not, I'll just keep talking, because, clearly I can talk. I have a podcast for a reason, Ooh. Y'all, I got this fan, and y'all know that Boots on the Ground song. Sorry, I just scared my dog. I be popping this. You hear me? Now I can do it too. Okay, let me stop. I was hot, so I just. You see how easily? It's because I'm Blasian, y'all. So I'm African American with a little sprinkle of Japanese, because my mama was born in Japan. And yeah, fight me. You know who you are. I am Blasian, and I'm okay with that, and I accept it. So what's up? Sorry, Lolo. Just this dog. Cute. Okay. Anyway. This Inimitable podcast, again, is a safe place, space for people to really just unleash and unmask and just be and exist. Unmasking is something that I think, if I'm not mistaken, came mainly from those who are neurodivergent. So either they're on the spectrum of autism, have ADHD, ADD, anxiety, some neurological disorder. Masking is something that is done often, because we're different, and I am a neurospicy individual. So I say we're different. Our brains think differently. We understand differently. We process differently. And because of that, we have to mask and be normal as we can be. What normal is, I don't know. If y'all know, let me know, because I don't know what normal is. And quite frankly, I don't want to find out, because I don't think it exists. I think just like race, it is a social construct. Race doesn't exist, y'all. Sorry to break it to you. Race isn't a thing. Now, ethnicity, that's a thing. Where you're from, where your family's from, the origins, the country, that's real. Race, we are the human race. Okay. So with that being said, as humans, we ought to treat each other as humans, but apparently we can't do that. I was watching The Chosen. I don't know if you guys have seen it. The Chosen is basically the story of Jesus, and sorry, this dog is at my feet. She keep popping up. My bad, boo. I was watching The Chosen. I was really thinking about, like, they had the Pharisees, they had the Jews, they have the Sadducees, they had the Gentiles, they had the Romans, they had all of these other people. And they were so divided. And I'm just like, why can't, and we be divided off of the dumbest of things, right? Me and my best friend were talking about, if y'all hear me reference him a lot, it's because he really the only one I talk to. Him, my mama, and my auntie. If y'all saw my phone log, those three people, and then outskirts some other people. I don't talk to nobody, y'all. Sometimes I like it that way because as an introvert and as someone who has to consistently hold spaces for people, I'm like, I can't people anymore, you know? So, you know, they end up being my three favorite people because we be vibing, you know what I'm saying? My auntie, my mama, and my best friend, we be vibing. But I do talk to a lot of people. So anyway, we were talking about how different sects of Christianity and what we're separated by, and it's literally like the smallest of reasons and the smallest of things, and it's really dumb. It's like, listen here, do we believe in Jesus? Yeah. Do we believe that Jesus is the savior of the world? Yeah. That's all that matters now. How we baptize and whether we believe in the indwelling of the Holy Spirit or not, it's like, yo, what are we really struggling with? Like, I don't understand why there has to be such division. I mean, I know why. That's Satan's tactic. That's what he wants. He wants everybody to be divided so that we can't come together and be a cohesive people. You know, I get that. But in other news, there's so much more that we can accomplish if we learn how to love on each other instead of hating on each other. Because what are we doing? Anyway, so again, I know I sound like I'm all over the place. I'm just trying to give y'all some backdrops of conversations I'm going to have. I am going to bring on some people. The Inimitable podcast is not just a space for Jermaine to talk to right now. My face. I know I got TT in the comments. Darren just texted me and said he's here, but is, you know, trying to boss up and get himself some certifications. You know, but I have friends, I have colleagues and other people that want to join. So if you want to join me on this lovely pod and have some topics that you would like to discuss, let me know. Because I'm creating a safe space. Safe space. TT said, "Hey, brother. Oh, let me put up all your stuff, TT." She said, "Hey, man. Hey, TT. How you doing, girlfriend?" And then she said, "Yes, we were talking safe spaces." Anyway, and I might do that if you're in the comment section. If you don't want your comment to be posted, just let me know. I know some people are like, hey, I want to remain anonymous. I got you. Okay. But yeah, if you have a topic of interest that you think like people need to hear, that's about mental wealth, that's about being safe, feeling safe and all those things, let me know. So we can discuss. And again, this is every other Thursday. So the 10th, I will be on Patreon hosting my other safe space, which is now Patreon. Here's how this works, y'all. Patreon, there's 2 memberships, and I made it real affordable. There's a $5 a month membership, and then there's a $10 a month membership. Now, for the $5, you get to see me in this pod episodes and all that other stuff. The $10 one, you get to be a part of said safe space group, which is called Mask Off, right? Because again, we are taking the mask off, we are taking the cape off, and it's like, let's just be people, okay? Every superhero I noticed watching all of this Marvel and stuff, because, you know, my friend and my cousin, you need to watch all the Marvels and watch them in order and And I'm just, as a therapist, don't tell me to watch anything because my therapist brain is going to go. we're even going to do that. We're going to have breakdowns of maybe some shows, maybe some movies, like Straw on Netflix. This week, me and my client literally spent 25 minutes breaking down Straw and Tyler Perry, but Straw and all this other stuff. Hey, Emily, girl, how you doing? Um, so yeah, we're gonna be breaking down, or can be breaking down, stories and movies. And I don't really read. That sounds crazy coming from me, but I don't. But we can break down stories, movies, series, and stuff like that because, you know, again, this is what we do. We're creating safe spaces. So, um, the getting back on track, because y'all know I go on tangents. This is what happens when I'm by myself. I go on tangents, but I'm able to bring it back. So these Marvel characters and superheroes, I'm like, all of y'all are traumatic. And DC too. These superheroes, like Batman's backstory, I'm like, oh baby, you a whole DSM-5 diagnosis somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And Doctor Strange done had a whole car accident. And the poor man's hands was looking kind of like, this my strong hand. And I'm just like, yo, these people come from very traumatic. The Fantastic Four and Zoe Saldana's character and Thor and what's his brother's name? Loki. I'm like, yo, my therapist brain goes off. So one thing I love about what I'm going to do is really break down, mental health in the world and like normalize it and destigmatize it and have conversations so that people can feel seen and heard and not like, oh my God, I have to mask this. Even for my church folk. Hey y'all, how you doing? Mental health is in the church too. It is. It's in every single pew. It's even on the pulpit. I'm just saying. And we need to talk about it because I have a lot of saved friends and mentees, and they really don't feel like they are safe to say things because people want to slap prayer and just Jesus on it. Now, we love Jesus. Jesus is always the answer. Always. Prayer is always the answer. And getting some professional help. A lot of therapists love to quote that scripture about wise counsel. What is it? There's safety in the multitude of counsel. And we kind of like shove ourselves in there in that scripture. And it's true. Everybody needs wise counsel. Yes, ma'am. Mental health is absolutely in the church. And I want to make sure that, again, we are safe. Okay. I want you to know that it is okay if you are sitting in a church, sitting in a family, sitting at work, struggling with life, stress, anxiety, depression, suicide, men, women, babies, elderly. Did you know the two biggest populations that complete suicide? Well, three: men, young people, and elderly. Okay. And those are often three populations that are silenced the most. Men have a space and a place in this world where they deserve to feel just as embraced and welcomed and safe without being emasculated just for having emotions. Like, hello, again, we are all human. In these bodies lie thoughts, emotions, feelings, hello, gender, whatever it is, sexual identity, whatever it is. Everybody has to deal with this thing we call a body and flesh. Don't make me get churchy on y'all because the Bible says that in this flesh dwelleth no good thing. Okay? Which means ain't nothing positive happening because we are always dealing with this I need more. The flesh is greedy. It's never satisfied. It wants what it wants when it wants it, however it wants it. You know what I mean? Self-control, what's that? The body don't care about self-control. It's like, I ain't asked for all that. Like instant gratification. Okay. And so it is often hard for anybody to deal with self, regardless. And like TT said, men hold on to a lot. And as women, we're not always safe. Sometimes we will emasculate a man, we will dog a man, we will talk about him, run him up and down. We will do the absolute most to men. And young people, this is why I love working with young people. Young people, although some of them need to be put in their place because they be doing too much, it's like, hey, yo, sit over there. Shh. They have feelings too. They have thoughts too. Bullying has increased because it's not just in your face. Social media increases it times like 10, right? I remember I had a client, and when I say every other week, it just seemed like someone was putting her on blast and what they call it, remixing her videos and doing the absolute most. Hey, girl. My little sugar Kamara is on. Yes, the pod is back. Listen, I don't be doing all the stuff that young people be doing, but sometimes I be doing this out of nowhere. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, Tank. We back every other Thursday at 7. And so it's just like bullying is heavy. Like I told y'all, most of y'all missed it because it was at the beginning. I was a very insecure person that struggled with knowing who I was and accepting who I am and accepting my power, occupying my space, because I was like, I'm a nobody. I'm big, I'm black, I'm dark, and I'm weird. And so with all of those things, I was just like, ain't nobody gonna listen to me. Ain't nobody gonna like anything I do, anything I say. So I'm gonna just not do anything until the Lord was like, girl, as he said with Jeremiah, I put my word in your mouth and I need you to share it. Because there's a lot of broken, unhealed people. And for whatever reason, he chose me to help us, because I'm one of them. And I count it an honor and a privilege to be able to help people in their healing journey and to minister to people who are like me, who felt very irrelevant, very unseen and unheard, very thrown out, very emotional, because I'm a very emotional person. And that's okay. Again, that took me a while to even accept how okay I am being a high emotional person. Because you know what? Emotions are necessary because they are warnings that something has happened or something has happened. And without these emotions, I want to pay attention to them. So, and this is why a lot of people struggle, because when you suppress emotions, you're suppressing your alarm system and you're not thinking about things. And therefore, you're just out here operating on autopilot. Survival mode. Again, 7 at 7. So next Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, catch me on Instagram live, because I will be talking about destigmatizing mental health, of course, but how to deconstruct this survival mode thing. The title is called The Armor We Didn't Ask For. Breaking down this survival mode thing and knowing how to go from surviving to thriving, because we need it, people. I know that sounds crazy right now with people losing jobs, financial insecurities, food insecurities, housing insecurities. They're there and they are very much real, and I get it. And strategy helps us come out of survival mode. It really does. Developing the resources, finding the resources, even though number 47 or whatever freaking number this man is trying to take said resources. But as a community, this is why community is important. If you isolate yourself, you're going to miss out on a lot. Okay. I'm introverted. I don't like being around people that much. I really don't. And if I am, it's like 2-3 people max, because I can't do large groups, because no. But community is absolutely necessary. This is how we thrive. This is how we survive. Yes. But this is also how we turn pain into purpose. We turn, a lot of this trauma that we have, and we turn it into purpose. We take these visions and these thoughts and these ideas that we're like, I don't know where this came from. It's like, well, it came from the Lord. He wants us to be great. So with that being said, again, this Inimitable podcast is coming every other Thursday for Therapeutic Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The off weeks, I will be on Patreon holding a space called Mask Off. If you get the $10 subscription, you'll get to watch the pod and join the group. If you just do the $5 one, all you're going to see is just the group. Either way, just the pod. Either way, if you only want to see me every other week for free on YouTube, that's your prerogative, babe. I'm not going to hate it. This is for you anyway. Have at it. But if you want to support A Fighting Chance, and if you want to find another space that's safe for you, for your friends, your family, your dog, your mama, your brother, your baby daddy, your baby mama, it's here. So Therapeutic Thursdays will be the Inimitable pod, and it will also be Mask Off group, safe space group, and I have to sneeze. Hold on. Nope. Patreon. So with that being said, I don't think I need to stay on for the full hour. If you guys have any questions, if you want to be on the pod and join me and we can have a conversation, let me know. Again, we're diving into topics that aren't always talked about. We're going to be talking about domestic violence. We're going to be talking about mental health in the church. We're going to be talking about single parenthood. We're going to be talking about how to come out of survival mode. We will talk about ethnicity. We're going to talk about, surviving in this here world, because it's getting real ghetto down here. It really is. And, men in mental health, women in mental health, Black women in mental health, teenagers in mental health, students in mental health. Obviously it'll always come back to mental health because, hello, that's why I'm here. Ooh, it's raining. Ooh, there it is. Excuse me. Hang on. Anyway, so with those topics, I'm going to have guests come on, whether they're colleagues, mentees, mentors. I need to get one of my mentors on here. If you're new to the Inimitable podcast, I have done plenty of episodes before this. We talked about Black excellence. We've talked about men in mental health. We talked about Black men in mental health. We talked about fatherhood, motherhood, surviving from domestic violence, surviving from homelessness, from acting a whole fool and some, overcoming drug addiction. Like, I've talked about some things on here, okay? So I'm going to bring it back, and we're going to have some serious conversations. You know me. It's going to be a serious conversation, but I'm always going to sprinkle some, pizzazz in there because it's me. But nonetheless, this is, again, for you guys so that we can live in purpose, with purpose, on purpose, and really be healed. Oh, thanks, TT. Girl, if you want to join ever, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I love bringing my people on. I love providing the space for my friends, my colleagues, my mentees to come on and really share their experience, because one thing I'm learning, again, being in my doctorate program, y'all, pray for me. If you know the word of pray, P-R-A-Y for me, not P-R-E-Y, but yeah. One thing I've learned is that research, this qualitative research, it's about sharing the experiences of people and performing data research off of that. So I'm like, okay. So people's experiences matter is the moral of the story. Share your experience because you never know who you're going to bless. Share your experience because you don't know what people are going through and how they need to hear, first of all, that they're not the only one. Because, everyone says in the mental health world, you're not alone. And no matter how many times we say that, people are like, I feel it every day. But maybe you know something or you have gone through something that can help someone else survive their moment. Maybe you have resources to provide someone that they need. You know what I mean? So this isn't just Jermaine, mental health counselor, talking to people. This is lived experience, y'all, whether it's from a teenager, an adult, beyond, male, female, all of the above, Again, people are hurting, and I want to do whatever I can with whatever platform I got, with every ounce of my body. I want to make sure that people feel seen, heard, and valued, So whether I do it through counseling, through mentoring, through conversations, all I want to do is see people heal. That's my mission and purpose in life, and I intend on doing all of that and some, So with that being said, if you're on Instagram, if you're on YouTube, hey and hello, thank you for coming. You can share this live with your friends, family, whoever you think needs to see it. Let them know, subscribe, and hit that bell button, because if you hit it, when I go live, you get the notification. Or when I post something, you will see it. Okay? So y'all have a good night. I don't know what y'all are doing for America's birthday. This America, because this America, we already celebrated Juneteenth, because what's up? Anyway, we love y'all. Y'all be blessed. I will see you now. Again, I tell you every single time, I have an intro video and I have an outro video. The outro video has announcements for days, okay? Because if I get a chance, we doing stuff, right? We have announcement time. I have a journal out. It is called To the Other Side. This journal is for people who are dealing with a transitional season, right? Some of us get stuck. Some of us are like, I don't know how to do this in between thing, because I've learned a lot of people think the struggle is only in the valley. It's like, that's not true. Sometimes people are so used to being in the valley, they're like, oh, I can do this. Been here like 17 times in the past year. So it is what it is. But when you come out of the valley and you're on your way to the mountaintop, that transitional period is hard, because it requires you to unlearn things so you can learn new things. It requires you to drop old identities to pick up new ones. It requires you to change old mindsets so that you can succeed in this new thing, in this new level. Because you know what they say, new level, new devil. You know what I'm saying? Or on the other positive side, to whom much is given, much is required, right? So either way, we are in consistent preparation mode. We are always going through something. You know what I mean? So we're either in a low moment, in a valley moment, where it's just like, I don't know what this is, a transitional period. We're on the mountaintop living our best life. And then it just keeps going, because this is life, right? For people who feel like, I just need stuff to flatline, to even out and just stop moving, well, that's an indicator of death, because the heartbeat has peaks and dips. You know what I'm saying? Up and down. That's a sign of life. So that's how life is. So that's To the Other Side. It is on Amazon. I also have an affirmations coloring book. That's on Amazon. It is called Mental Health Affirmations. Honestly, put my name in the search engine on Amazon, and my 2 books will pop up, because there's a whole lot of books with the phrasing of To the Other Side or Mental Health Affirmations coloring book. So put my name in there. There's a lot of affirmations in there, and a lot of coloring pages. And so if you want to support, or you want to give it to somebody, gift giving, we love a good gift giving. A part 2 of the journal is coming out on my brother's birthday, September 24th, which is a Sunday. So listen, we got a lot of stuff going on. So enjoy this outro video. Y'all, I appreciate you, whether you stayed here for 15 minutes, for 50 minutes, 15 seconds. Okay. Share this, like, comment, subscribe, all those things that every YouTuber says. And I will see you guys in 2 weeks on the Inimitable podcast. Bye. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming back to my channel to watch the Inimitable podcast. This podcast is for those who may feel unseen, unheard, unrecognizable, misunderstood, all of those things, right? So thank you for coming. We're going to do this every other week, okay, for Therapeutic Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, you know, if you set that little bell, click that little bell to subscribe, you will find out what we have going on. I just wanted to create this space so that everyone knows who they are, remembers who they are, discovers a safe space where you can emote, where you can feel, where you can connect, you know what I'm saying, and be in the comment section, because I do, you know, reply back to you when you're in the comment section. So thank you guys for coming, and stay tuned for the flyers that are coming, because I do have a mental health affirmation coloring book out. I also have a journal called To the Other Side. This is for people who are stuck in that in-between season, or the hallway season like we like to call it. But sometimes those hallway seasons look like a wilderness, if you know what I'm saying. So stay tuned. Everything is on Amazon. Thank you for coming to my YouTube. We got stuff coming on Patreon. So stay tuned. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.